Welcome, beloved, to the Tarot of Service. And now the lovers take the stage. The lovers. In this video, I'll review the anatomy of this card, going over what the symbols and the colors in the image mean. And then I'll take you into my happy place, how the lovers play their part on the tree of life, how their secret meanings can help you pick up on clues that your guides and the divine are trying to show you in a reading. I'll share with you a few insights us Gentiles can learn from ancient Hebrew mysticism, and I'll explain the relationship within the numbers of this card, as it might help you to sense a time frame in your reading. For example, when you see a 6, you might attribute your prediction to 6 days or weeks before your insight appears in this dimension. This video is created to help your subconscious to see the signs in these magnificent cards of art and wisdom, all for your 100% divine light and assistance. So, let's pull up on this party, shall we? And speaking of party, this is Gemini, the twins, the social butterfly, life of the party, the first mutable sign, ruled by the element air. But let's be real, nobody rules Gemini. Let's just say instead that Gemini rules mutable air. And it's no wonder, as Gemini is the classification of air that shifts this way one moment and way over there the next. After all, the mystics attribute Gemini with the power of being in many places at once, a dazzling, shape-shifting spring breeze shimmering through the tree line. These mutables are the chameleons of the zodiac, adapting to change fluidly. They tie up the loose ends of the fixed signs that precede them and hand over the next season to the cardinal sign that follows them in the procession of the stars. The lover's keywords could mean the obvious: a love relationship, soulmates, deep connections, intimacy. But because we're discussing a shapeshifter, this card instead could be anything but touchy-feely. In fact, when I see the Lover's card, the first word that jumps out at me is choice. I also see a sword slicing one thing and making it two. And then what tumbles out for me are the keywords to discern, to place apart, to separate, to divide, to distribute. This card could be also called the Twin Brothers, as in the constellation of Gemini stars, named for the brothers Castor and Pollux. To me, Gemini relates to Mercury, and I cannot speak highly enough about the winged messenger Mercury archetype and all that he brought humanity. And as the Greeks marveled over this Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great Hermes of the Emerald Tablet, going all the way back to ancient Egypt and the 42 books of knowledge in which he gave us language and medicine and music and mathematics and the science of the stars and how to honor the divine, and the list goes on and on. And this fleet of foot messenger god who effortlessly zips from a meet and greet mixer in the heavens down to showing a shopkeeper on earth how to outsmart the tax man, and then dropping down into the underworld for a glass of red wine with his notorious pals to keep up his street cred. So suffice it to say, Gemini is ruled by a genius trickster deity, a trickster whose operation is pure intelligence. We see in the Lover's card that this certainly seems like the Garden of Eden. There's Raphael, Archangel of Air, Guardian of the East, who is the actual Archangel of Mercury. And it makes sense since Archangel Raphael is the healer archangel, and one of Mercury's symbols is the caduceus, used to represent medicine and healing. The clouds beneath Archangel Raphael serve to remind us that air is our cosmic life breath, our essential prana. The clouds also can signify divine blessing upon the couple. We see the same life source sun as in the Fool's Tarot card behind Archangel Raphael. But this time it's colored with Mercury's orange. The yellow shown is the color of air, and the violet in Archangel Raphael's robe is the color complement of yellow, its balanced opposite. And his wings of bright red could very well indicate desire. The wizard Aleister Crowley went so far as to say the Lover's Tarot card contends with the story of Cain and Abel, the two brothers whose jealousy turned into a blood-red sacrifice. A cautionary tale of how favoritism within a family hurts siblings inconsolably. The mountain behind the couple means perhaps goals on the horizon, a dream for the couple to make come true, or a challenge that they either put behind them or must turn and face. The woman focuses her gaze on the angel as she offers her vulnerability to the divine. We see that she is attracted to the spiritual. Behind her is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and that serpent certainly has something to tell her. And this is Mercury's card, so the serpent on the tree right away turns the tree into a caduceus. We can interpret that the information the serpent shares will bring her a liberating wisdom like Moses' serpent in the wilderness. After all, didn't Moses lifting up the bronze serpent mean, when you look away from yourself and focus on the divine, then provision and rescue is yours? And that certainly seems to be that the woman is following Moses' advice. The man, however, stands focusing his attention on the woman, not on the heavens. And I wonder, does he love her dearly, or does he not feel complete without her attention and validation? Behind him is a fruit tree bearing 12 fruits of fire. 12 as in the signs of the zodiac, each flame in triplicity, reminding me of the 36 decans, or the 10-degree segments of the 360-degree zodiac wheel. So this tree's fruits may represent the 36 subtypes of personalities. Again, the shapeshifter attribute of Gemini, able to be them all. And I wanted to briefly jump into the Minor Arcana to describe Gemini's assignment in the Minor Arcana as some of the most sufferingest cards. So the 8, 9s, and 10s of Minor Arcanas are always assigned to the mutables of the zodiac, and air is represented by the swords. So in Gemini, we see the 8, 9, and 10 of swords, a triplicity of suffering, all owing to excessive thinking. And that leads to spirals of anxiety, a challenging state of consciousness where the sufferer will have to rush in and fill themselves with distraction to appease the pain of worry. And the holy Kabbalists implore Gemini to focus on releasing negative mental patterns, which would ripple into negative emotional states. So it's important to address for those suffering with excessive mind activity, to breathe, to relax, to spend a good part of each day tending to a garden or being in nature, and to always try to remember that the universe is conspiring for your highest good. And now into my favorite part, the more occult or hidden wisdom. The esoteric titles of the lovers are the children of the divine voice and also the oracle of the mighty gods. Their consciousness is the disposing intelligence. The lovers, or Gemini, is likened to Mercury, key one, magician, the ruler. And just like the magician, the color attributed to the lovers is orange. In the Book of Formation, which views the manifested universe as a cube of space, the lover's direction is east above, joining the top face above, which is Mercury. The metals of the lovers, or Gemini, are Quicksilver, or, surprise, Mercury. The lover's musical tone is D natural. The gemstones associated with the lovers are alexandrite and tourmaline. And the plants associated with Gemini are all hybrids, or plants of two distinct parent species, such as Meyer lemon or stargazer lilies. Also, the orchid species is attributed to Gemini. And the Kabbalists also give the sense of smell to Gemini as well. The lover's tarot card number is 6, and their gematria value is 7. And so I know you're immediately thinking the relationship here is 6, 7. Okay, so the relationship between 6 and 7. In sacred geometry, 6 represents the dimensions of space. Forward, backward, left, right, up, down. It encompasses the entire 3D physical universe. In mystical traditions, 7 is the intersection of the Trinity, the triangle, and matter, the square. It represents days of the week, classical planets, and the notes of the musical scale. So 7 acts as a bridge between physical and the unseen. The 7th letter in the Hebrew alphabet is Zayin, meaning the sword. This is the meaning attributed to the lovers, and it is to cut through illusion and to see the truth. And in Hebrew slang, it's a crude way to speak of a man's genitalia. Oh, Mercury, playing his jokes again on us, isn't he? The lover's path on the Tree of Life is the 17th path, connecting Binah to Tiferet. This 17th path is a spiritual bridge and is named the consciousness of the senses. Binah is understanding, the divine mother, and Tiferet is beauty, the masculine sun. And so that might answer who those two people in the garden are, that Eve and Adam might represent Binah and Tiferet. So Geminis may act so blasé about relationships, appearing to be so fickle, never seeming to invest or care deeply, on to the next person, the next party, the next business social. But I have observed that they are actually the ones requiring clarity and truth, especially in higher matters. The Lover's Tarot card is curious for radical honesty, secretly at the heart of all Geminis. A contradiction, a trick played to see. While disguised as someone else, they ask, "Are you really who you say you are?" And that is Mercury's way, the smartest winged messenger in the room. Whenever I draw the Lover's Tarot card, it definitely could mean your soulmate is close and it's about dang time you fall in love. But it also can represent a crossroads. If in a relationship, the crossroads could mean choosing between commitment or freedom, balancing the heart and the head. So see you next time, my beloveds, when I slide across the hood of my chariot and take you on a wild ride. I'll even paint racing stripes on that sexy hot rod so it'll go faster. So until next time, please take some time in nature, enjoying life, and being so good to yourself for me.